What's up, everyone? Glad to be here with everybody today. I am Zach Westfall, and welcome to beginning of the week. It's Monday, and it's a new Monday, and I hope everyone, is doing all right with each other out there. I hope everyone is in good spirits. So, I am. I am in far better spirit. I'm in a far better place than I was last week. So I wanted to start out by saying thank you to everyone who responded to last week's episode. Thank you. That was very, 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 very kind of you guys. And I wanted to say happy birthday to a couple of my closest friends. Happy birthday, Digi. Sorry I couldn't be there. But we'll catch up. And Spicy Pie, love you. Love both of you guys. And if you guys ever wanted to see the tallest, whitest redhead that you could possibly see in your entire existence, we got one of those rumbling around here in the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, this cat's like 6'10", and he has that long mane that's probably about probably like 15 foot 15 feet by 15 feet or something. But happy birthday to both of you guys. So you guys are getting old. You guys are catching up with me. So, but man, getting older is probably something you never expected to happen. You didn't expect for that to happen as quickly as it does. And it just hit me right now. You never think about that when you're younger. You didn't think that 30 was going to come on as fast as it does. And I guess that's just because, you think you got all the time in the world. Because, when you're younger, time doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot to you. It almost feels like time kind of stands still in a way. Or like it's everlasting, I guess. Cause you remember when you're on spring break and you're like, dang man, I got 2 weeks, and it felt like it was 2 months. And now as you're older, you're like, spring break? Well, like, what's spring break? But those are those times when, cause you have all that time, it gave you that to like discover. Life gave you that time to look for things that were unfamiliar to you. Get into new things. Because that's admit it, when you're young, man, everything is just kind of foreign to you. And then when you mix those two, when you mix that everlasting time and the newness, I guess, of things, that leaves just that's where I don't know, I guess it just leaves a huge impact on you. Because that's where you're discovering, like, more. Because you didn't know what things were. You didn't know what certain feelings are or anything like that. Do you remember going to school and then all of a sudden you having your first crush? Because you didn't know what was going on. All you knew is that when that person came around, like, time stopped. And your heart was just flipping and flopping, and it just felt like it was just like gonna come out of your ass almost, or like it was just inside your chest and it was just dancing around just trying to tumble over on itself like a big girl on a trampoline, that sort of thing. You got the, when that person came around, you got that nervous feeling, that nervous feeling that it just comes out of nowhere, like a bunch of kids, jumping on your back, trying to take your lunch money. And so once they take that, you still got that nervous feeling, and then you get, that you get shy all of a sudden, and you start feeling uncomfortable, because you're afraid, you're afraid of you saying something ridiculous or outlandish in front of them, and so you're just like, you start, especially me, because I got that stutter step in my vocal box, so I feel like I'm trying to pronounce out hi, but you got all these feelings that run in your body, and you're like, I don't know what to do with all this, because it's running from my head all the way down to my feet and straight out my nuts. That feeling just carried away, that, you had that foreign emotion, that made everything seem so awkward and so unfamiliar, because, all you knew at that point in time, that unfamiliarity, of having a crush was just scary as hell. But that feeling also is what made it so real at the time. That intense pressure, of the unknown. You mix the unknown, and then you throw time in that bad MFR. You mix both of those, you mix time into the equation, and it just makes that feeling grow even more. You makes that crush just expand. Because you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't, from that point on, you didn't have any of these answers. You don't have any like, I don't know. All you knew is that, that you really liked that guy, or you really liked that girl, and you just didn't know how to express it to them. You didn't know how to, because you didn't know what that feeling was that was going on inside you. That constant, I want to say something to you, but I don't know what. And then of course, you're battling not only, with trying to talk with this one person, this one girl or whatever, but like at the same time, while you're trying to do that, you're in this constant battle with this wrinkled, driftwood, if that lower body hard on. You're in a constant battle all the time. Like, no, not now. Don't do it now. And then all of a sudden, guess what? It happens. It happens so frequently. And I don't know if it's the same with girls as it is with guys, but, I'd say, that every young man is hormonally challenged, because, you'd get an erection even if you didn't want one. A gentle touch, a gentle touch on my arm, would leave me standing Flagstaff, or even like a simple car ride, or, with a couple bumps in the road. Don't do that. Not now. No. And I'll tell you this, if you took me on a dang gravel road, you're bound to get hit with some drops of some seasoned yogurt. But I'm serious. Almost anything would set you off. You'd just be sitting in math class, just trying to learn long division or whatever it was at that point in time. And then a piece of chalk could just land on the floor, and the next thing you're turning pale and looking weak, because about 85% of your dang body fluid, your blood flow or whatever, would rush right to your dick. So now you're just stuck in the middle of class, with Jack Swellington, and you're looking like a dried up old piece of pastry, and you're just trying to put yourself back together, and you're just like, God, not again. Can we just like lay off just for like 30 minutes just to like try to get my head straight? And that's the thing, you're trying to put yourself back together, so you start thinking of all sorts of fucking crazy scenarios, because you're just trying to bring that fucking erection down, and this dang thing would happen like 15 times, 20 times in a day, so that means you're constantly having to put all sorts of your, as much brain power and brain effort, into like, trying to bring this down. So you're thinking all these scenarios like why did they paint this room the way that it is, or why did they use a football instead of a why football? I mean, why like, dang, this carpet right here, this carpet's dirty as hell, but like, but maybe I could clean it with my wiener, and you're like, dang, damn it, going right back to my wiener, you're just trying to think of all of this stuff, like, man, I'll go out there and I'll, maybe I can go catch the sun, maybe the sun will just fucking work this erection right out of my soul, But that's what it was like being a young man, and not only that, that's what it was like, having a crush on someone. You didn't know what to expect because, you were so inexperienced, and because you were, that way, that feeling of not knowing, or that, that unknown piece of you, was always hanging around you. Just draped on you like a dang, like a old fur coat that was made out of, 2 bears, 6 raccoons, and 8 squirrels, and it's just draped on you because, you were young and you're trying to figure things out. But maybe that was the thrilling part of it for you, when you were younger, to not know, the unknown, I guess. Because you didn't know what was going to lead into what. Almost like sneaking out of your parents' house. You remember sneaking out of your parents' house when they were asleep? You didn't know what was going to happen that night. Because anything could have happened. Man, I remember being 14, 15. And my dad just bought my brother this car because he was visiting, he's visiting from college for the summer. And he needed a car to get back and forth to work. And so he bought this old beat up, busted ass Honda Corolla. And let me tell you, and I'm not lying, this thing was a piece of shit, and it looked like one too. It had that old brownish looking color on it, and half the seat belts were missing, and the window wipers would turn on like whenever they wanted to, and every time you try to turn on the air conditioner, the car would pretty much shut off or die on you. But but after my brother went back to school and everything, that car sat out in our driveway for like 2 or 3 months until like we had someone come look at it and take it off our hands or whatever. But being 14, 15, dude, man, I decided that I was gonna jump into that and I was gonna start my driving career. So man, I take that thing out and drove all over the south side of Asheville. And this was just when when you could get away, because Asheville is a lot more populated than it once was. So, back then you could get away with things like that. But, the next thing you know, the rumor, going around school is, I've been sneaking out and I would pick up, 4 or 5 of my buddies, we'd sneak out and take that little brave little toaster on wheels, down to one of the nearest fields, and and we'd roll all those windows up and dive into that electric lettuce, and we'd be damn what are they called? I guess we'd just be athletes for driving blindly, because we'd start that car up and all that, and we'd leave those windows up, and you couldn't see a damn thing. You couldn't even see the person right next to you. It was like London just moved into the inside of this vehicle. And but we'd take that bitch off-roading, and that's and it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. And I'm not saying go out and take your parents' Ford Focus or whatever they got going on in the garage, or out wherever they're parked on the side street or whatever. I'm not saying to go out and go do donuts in your neighbor's front yard, or don't do what we did. We tried. We'd switch drivers while we were driving and everything. So I don't know. It's just that type of shit, that we used to do. And, and I guess, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't know. I can only speak for myself, but when I saw those dang keys hung up in the kitchen, like right next to the stove, and you saw the light just bouncing off that nickel piece, just hanging up there. The one thing that you want to do more than anything was go enjoy some beautiful scenery, I guess, So that's what I would do. I'd sneak out and take that car for a ride. And man, it was just so fun. And of course, when we sold it, we did some damage to the car, and later on, Dad found out about it and had to do some extra summer work to pay for some of the damages. But it was fun, just being young. And not knowing what was going to happen. Man, I remember getting into my best friend's dad's porn collection. We used to call that the pornocopia. Because this man had all types of magazines and all types of VHS tapes. You remember VHS, right? You remember those? He had all types of them, but he had this one particular one, and it was called Betty Big Ones. And this lady had that double stack set of those dang those blouse biscuits. But you couldn't see anything except tit. That's it, man. That's all you could see. And of course, we'd have to like it's one of those things. Remember when you were young and you used to go to some old movie rental spot, and they'd have that room in the back with all those videos and everything, and you try to take a sneak peek real quick, trying to see what that what's happening with that hot cooter and that dang it's like, dang, if I could just see it tit real fast, if I could just see, and then you always wondered, about whoever would rent those videos or whatever, if they would, if they'd rewind them all the way, because, you remember those stickers, those Be Kind rewind stickers, but it's like, in my head, I would always wonder, like, if someone went in there, dropped off the video and didn't rewind it, and then the next thing you take that video, and, the next person that checks it out, they go home, they pop it in their VHS or whatever, or they're not their VHS, the dang what the fuck is it called? The dang fuck, man, why am I shit? The VCR. The VCR, duh, that thing. You pop it in there, and all of a sudden, you'd see some dude, doing, probably licking on someone's feet or whatever, but that's where, like, that's where the video stopped. So now it's almost like you're picking up right where that last person stopped, It's kind of like like run around the track with a baton and everything, except in this case, you're just dropping off that dirty video to the next person. But man, we used to sneak into his dad's, collection, and then we used to, I remember one of my buddies hid a couple of those dirty magazines, He took a couple of those out into the woods and hid them in a special spot, and he never told anybody about it. But every so often, you'd see him go back there and sneak off into the woods, and you're like, dang, where's Tim going? Tim's out there, looking for an old hockey puck that's about 100 yards into the woods, and you're like, what puck's out there, dude? But man, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just miss being young, man. I do. Don't you? Don't you miss being young? Everything everything seems so alive. Because it almost felt like you were, I don't know. It almost seemed like you were exploring, I don't know. You were just exploring new things because you were like 13 or 14, and as an adult, everything doesn't seem so, I don't know, like it doesn't have that great of an impact on you. It doesn't hold that much. It doesn't hold the weight as what it did when you were a kid. Because you've already been involved in the know-how of how things are in life. You already know how to drive. You already know how to, cook and maybe and prep your own meals. Maybe. I mean, you know how to give yourself, bad haircuts. I mean, damn, man, look at this. Look at this. Shit. Whenever you hear someone, hasn't, for me, whenever I hear that someone hasn't done something real basic, like basic shit, and I'm not talking about, taking your parents' car out or picking up drugs or loose women or anything like that. But I'm just talking about like going to an amusement park or going ice skating. You know, hell, some of my friends don't even know how to they don't even know how to ride a bike. You know, or swim. Who doesn't know how? Like, why? I don't get it. Why? You know. And then you got all these people that are on boats that don't know how to swim. Dude, that is pure bravery. You know? I mean it. Pure bravery. But I guess, you know, I guess I'm just taken back sometimes when I hear that people can't do some of these things because, I mean, what have you guys been doing? You know? And again, it doesn't have to be anything crazy like go jump out of a plane or anything like that. But like, why haven't you gotten out there to experience that side of life? Like, how come your parents didn't let you get out there to do that sort of stuff? You know? Your mom and dad didn't teach you how to fucking ride a bike? You know? I mean, hey, my parents didn't, but I definitely got up there. You know? And yeah, I wrecked. Damn, I wrecked into a couple fucking parked cars and maybe a fire hydrant, you know, and ran over a couple reptiles trying to cross a sidewalk. You know? But, you know, you got to remember that you're only a kid one time. You know? So take advantage of it while you can, because, you know, regretting something that you wish you did, that later on in life leaves kind of a bad taste in your mouth, I guess. You know, because, man, look at all that. You got all your friends, riding bikes and swimming in ponds and doing all that, and look at you. Like, you have to watch and not participate, and that's just sad to me, man. That's just, I don't know. But damn, man, I miss being young. I do. Man, I wish I could just have a button to take me back, like, 15 years or so. But, anyways, okay. Let's move on to something else, everybody. We got a text from a listener that I'd like to share. And this just came in, last night and everything. And, and if you guys got a text or a call, hit up that voicemail and all that stuff, and let us know what's happening with you. That number is 828-630-9575. So, let's see what's going on with this guy. So this text says, "Hey, Zach, the name's Justin. I've been seeing this girl who recently bought me a collared shirt that I know I won't wear, because I don't really wear collared shirts. And I don't have anything against anyone that does. I just don't like them. So my question is, should I say something about it to her, or should I just pretend to like it? What do you think?" Well, let's see. Well, Justin, I guess I would say, first off, it was sweet of her to do that. That just shows that someone cares about you, and just wants to make you happy. So, I guess the next question is, how long, let's see. How long have you guys been seeing each other? How long have you been seeing this girl? Because it sounds like a new relationship in a way. Or is it just something that's casual right now? I've been in that boat. I've been in those casual meetups and that sort of thing that didn't really amount to much, but those people never bought me a shirt or anything like that. So, but I guess in this case, man, in this case, you may not want to say anything because you might not want to like hurt her feelings or seem ungrateful, I guess. Because then that means, if coming from her perspective, it kind of feels like you're like rejecting her gift, I guess, if that makes any sense. But, on the other hand, if you don't say anything and you pretend to like it, you essentially, you're going to be forcing yourself to wear something, that you aren't going to like, and that's not going to make you happy at all. So, I don't know. And then pretty soon, if you aren't happy and you're just doing this to make her happy, then, things I think could get worse for you. So, and I'm talking about, I'm not talking about like Tiger Woods situation where you're like having to dodge a 5-iron, because because you lied to her about it. But also you maybe you didn't lie to her, but, I don't know. Shoot, man. Look, hey, a similar thing happened to me in my last relationship. And I'm not trying to make this about me because, this is about you, but maybe you can relate to it. My ex bought me a hat, and it was a Colorado Avalanche hat, and it was a nice looking hat, but the only thing is I like fitted hats, and she bought one with a strap, and I don't like those types of hats because they don't fit on me well. I tend to wear my hat backwards. So, so for me, with that trucker, stamped, whatever the fuck it is in the front, that latch or whatever, kind of, it just feels like you're just closing up your head almost when you got one of those. But she gave it to me, and, at first I was so excited because I saw the front of it, and I was like, oh, hon, like this is, like, you didn't have to. That was such a cool gift. And then I turned around and I saw that, and like, man, it was just like pure disappointment. And then, I was honest with her. I said, like, to be honest, I don't really wear this style of hat. And I asked her, I was like, like, can I take it back and switch it out or something like that? And, I guess I just didn't do it the right way. And, I guess how about this? If I could repeat the same process, this here's some advice for you. All right. If I had to do it all over again, I would have done the same thing, because now she knew, now she knew what I liked and what I didn't like. But I should have approached it a little bit better. I should have been more sincere about it, and I should have complimented her, by like saying like, thank you for like trying, but instead I just didn't do that. And I didn't do that because I automatically was disappointed with the gift. And I know that sounds like, I know that makes me sound like a complete asshole or a jerk because, she did take the time to get me that gift, but it wasn't the one that I wanted, So, yeah. So in other words, I was a complete dick, and, to be honest, the way I did it, she should have just, let me sleep with the fucking chickens that night, to be quite honest with you. But I guess Justin ultimately, right? Yeah, Justin, let's see if that's your name again real quick. Yeah, okay. So Justin, I guess ultimately the decision is up to you, and it all depends on like your relationship too. So, and how your feelings are towards this girl, So, yeah, I guess it's just, how you talk to her. That's the best thing that I could say to you, man. Is how you go about, like you got to have good communicational skills. You got to, but the most, the greatest advice I can give to you is just be respectful and honest. I mean, that's all you can do. And man, if she can't handle that, then maybe she's not the girl for you, because that little stuff really piles up. If you're just trying to hide shit from her, but that little stuff, piles up to be bigger stuff. So, right now it's just a shirt. The next thing you know, it could be a fish tank, and then it's a dang motorcycle. It's just one of those things that you just gotta just go up to her and be honest with her. But again, you gotta be respectful, because if you don't have that, then dude, you're gonna be shit out of luck. So, but I mean, and I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know, but maybe I gave you some good advice and helpful, non-helpful advice. I don't know. And if anybody out there has some advice for Justin, man, if they want to like get at him or whatever, or at us, like hit up that number, man. Hit that voicemail number up. It's 828-630-9575, man. So, let's see, where are we at? Dang, dude, 40 minutes. We're already there. Shit. Well, I was going to jump into some news, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to real quick. Well, I guess I could jump into this real fast, man. Real quick. Yo, Congress, I guess maybe it's Congress. I mean, this just happened just the other day. Oh no, the House, it says the House Republicans, we're going to jump into a bit of real quick news and then we're going to get out of here. Okay. So, but the House Republicans just passed this bill to ban transgender women, girls from school sports. So all you guys out there dressing up how you guys are, and you guys thinking, and I'm talking about men, all you men out there that can't go up against another decent male in swimming or volleyball or whatever you wanna participate in. All you guys that can't fucking play sports with another guy, it looks like you guys are gonna have to fucking figure it out. you know? And I don't even know why the hell why we even got into this. You know, last week, you know, for me, I said, I don't care what you dress like, how you act, you know, if you want to switch your sex and all that other stuff, that's fine. I don't care, you know? But then when you start mixing it in to other, you know, other forms of, you know, things like athletics, you know, and you're damn 6'3" and you weigh 200 pounds, you know, and you're going up against a female that is only 5'6" and weighs 130 pounds, you know. I mean, to be honest, all those girls on the opposing team, you know, whether it be volleyball or softball or whatever, you know, and I'm not condoning this or anything, but they should go out there and beat your ass, to be honest, you know. And maybe that's not a thing that I should probably say or anything. And again, I'm not condoning anyone to take a, you know, to go, you know, bat heavy on someone's body or anything like that. But, you know, maybe you transgender athletes should just, maybe you guys should have your own thing, you know, your own league, your own athletic committee or whatever you want to call it, and just leave the people that want to stay normal, you know. Because don't get me wrong, again, I don't care what you dress like or how it is or what you're, you know, what you're trying to, you know, what you're trying to do or whatever, but you know, you should just leave the normal, and I say normal because it is normal. To be a male is normal. To be a female is normal. You know? But then when you try to mix and match and try to make it this damn this transgender, it's like a transgender margarita or whatever, you know, you're out there trying to blend peaches and strawberries and all this other stuff into just a basic drink, you know. But they don't want, you know, they don't want that fruit flavored, you know, idea in their glass, I guess. You know, you can't force it on. Man, what am I trying to say? Man, just leave the male sports to male sports and the female sports to female sports, I guess. And then for all you people that think it's unfair and everything, dude, you can, I mean, to be honest, like, you guys can go, I mean, and I know this is going to sound pretty I don't know. I know it's not going to make me look good or whatever, but damn, man, you can go chew on a fucking big bag of damn donkey dicks, you know? So that's how I feel. So, but yeah. So, goodbye, transgender people, and to trying to participate and take away from other people's, you know, you're cheating everybody, to be quite honest with you. So, but, all right, well, I'm going to leave on that note. How about that? That's what's going to happen. Anyways, okay, guys, next week we'll get into something a little bit more, well, I don't know what next week's going to happen to be like. So, but I appreciate you guys for joining me today and for sticking around with me and all that. And, again, thank you for the people that left comments about stuff. That makes me feel, I mean, that's just, it does. I mean, I say this a lot, but I'm really grateful for you guys, you know, and for everything. I'm grateful just to be here with you guys. So, I couldn't ask for much more. I can't, really. But okay. Well, I'm gonna go and take care of some stuff, and then we'll see what the rest of this day looks like. So, all right, guys. Love you, and hope you guys take care of each other. And like I always say, stay true to yourselves out there. Okay. We'll see you next week. Okay. All right. Peace.